We're going to live with billions of AI agents in the next few years, specialized education, healthcare, and financial services. And those AI agents will need to be paid and exchange value across the internet. The best solution out there is blockchain. So these billion agents will have maybe trillions of transactions on the blockchain. And we're helping build that. We have toolkits now for anyone who's building AI agents to integrate wallets, to be able to transfer value. And I think it's going to be very, very powerful as they leverage the blockchain technology.
Eric Anziani joins us at the desk. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Now, I've asked almost everyone who has sat down in this chair this, but what does it mean for you to be here in Hong Kong at Consensus? What kinds of conversations have you been having? How have you been pushing things forward?
Well, first of all, I have to congratulate you guys. It's an amazing event. I'm very surprised to see so much energy. And Hong Kong is also known for that, but the last 2-3 years, it was not the same. And over the last few months, and when I came back, this week, I can just feel the energy. Everybody is here. It's good conversation, whether for the Hong Kong local market or even Asia or global expansion. US funds are here. Everybody wants to participate, so I think it's very exciting to be here right now.
And Eric, you just got off stage, we hear. Tell us what you were speaking about. How did that go?
Yeah, we talked about how different this cycle is. And I think there was one main point is, of course, that institutions are finally in.
Yeah.
In our industry, we've been talking about that for many years. Institutions are coming. But since January of 2024, when the Bitcoin ETF was approved in the US, this has changed the game completely. Even just for the ETF itself, and if you look at the net flow into it, it's about 100 billion that has been accumulated there. It's 5% of total Bitcoin market cap, 700 billion in volume, so it's massive. We also looked a bit at the regulatory clarity, and I think Hong Kong just a year ago put in place a new framework. A lot of participants are joining, but across the world, we're seeing more of that, more fit-for-purpose frameworks where people can actually participate with rules that are dedicated to digital assets. The big elephant in the room is, of course, the US, and everybody is super excited with the agenda of the new administration, and at Crypto.com, we're actively participating in this engagement to bring some clarity to the market, and everybody's looking at it. So I think it's going to be a great year for the industry.
How's Crypto.com looking at the Asian market?
Well, our roots are in Asia. We are globally headquartered in Singapore. We started our early days in Hong Kong. It's a very fast-paced and innovative continent, especially in the fintech and payment space. It's leapfrog the Western world by years. So there's a lot of great talent. Our innovation center is actually in Asia, where we build new technology. AI is also a space we're at the forefront from Asia. We've built a lot of great services for our customers, improve internally how we operate, our efficiency, our quality. So it's a great region. We love it here, and we'll continue to invest.
I'm interested, Eric, on, I think we all are very excited about what's going to happen in the US around regulation. But there's also still so many unknowns, and there's still the region-by-region realities. You guys have millions of folks on the platform. We see coins come and go in seconds, right? How do you think we need to protect the normal consumer in a world where the speed of innovation is outpacing the speed of regulation?
It's a great question. I think when we would go back 3-4 years ago, we'll have maybe a couple of projects per month coming to market. Now we have 50,000 tokens per day being issued. It's almost insane, right? And it's very hard for consumers to grasp. So I think that's where the regulated platforms, the centralized exchange, can come and bring some sanity to the market. Do the due diligence, provide the right insights, maybe leveraging AI to at least sense check what makes sense, what could be higher risk. I think there will be different platforms and different tools to access these markets. I think on the mass retail platform, we have to be very careful. And the good thing is consumers go to those platforms because they know there is consumer protection, there's market integrity, so we'll check whether there's bad behavior, insider trading, these kind of things. And of course, there you can't offer as much opportunities, but they're still going to be a little bit more checked. But then people still want to access and view what's out there. So you need to provide tools maybe for advanced traders, maybe for people who want full control over their asset, like our Onchain wallet, to at least pass and access maybe with some insights and more information as much as we can to help them navigate this new environment.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the due diligence you do when you're looking to list a token?
It varies a bit by market because we have different obligations from a regulatory standpoint, but the themes are the same. First, of course, we need to look at the project, who's behind it, their reputation, look at what's the roadmap, what they're planning, does it make sense, is there a market? Then there's things like liquidity, is it tradable, and we have 100 million customers, so when we list something, we need to make sure that can be hedged and they can buy and sell without any issue. There's, of course, compliance and legal aspect that we look at, and reputation, adverse media from the team or the project, and of course whether it's a security or not, right? And those are very important matters. And then finally, there's things around technology, right? Is it smart contract audited, the project solid on that front? Is there a risk of rug pull or issues on the technology side of the project? Those are kind of the main themes, and then there's nuances by market depending on our regulatory obligations.
Eric, you mentioned AI a little bit before. We just had Ben before, who's an AI whiz. For the normal consumer who's on your platform, I imagine a world that's probably not that far into the future, where people may really just say, here's my goals, and some agentic AI comes in and just really manages it all for you. Is that part of what you're thinking about when you think about how to build for the 100 million people on the platform? Almost take some of the risk away from them. Obviously, people who want to get their hands dirty will, but is that the future of trading?
I think it is, and I don't think it's very far from where we are now. And I think it will impact a lot of industries. The question is, how far do you go in the advice, right? And what are the licenses you have to do so? But generally, we've already started bringing insights. So gathering all the news that are coming out and insights on what does that mean, and then giving the opportunity for people to trade. But I think this whole process can be done by voice, by text, and just, I want to get a position in this sector, can you help me do that? And what will just execute, helps you confirm at different steps of the way, but I think this is definitely the future. When we talk about AI, I also think there's a big opportunity for blockchain technology. You talk about AI agents. I think we're going to live with billions of AI agents in the next few years. Specialized education, healthcare, and financial services. And those AI agents will need to be paid and exchange value across the internet. The best solution out there is blockchain. So these billions agents will have maybe trillions of transactions on the blockchain. And we're helping build that. We have toolkits now for anyone who's building AI agents to integrate wallets, to be able to transfer value. And I think it's going to be very, very powerful as they leverage the blockchain technology.
You mentioned your Onchain wallet just a few minutes ago. We had Hong Feng, president of OKX, at the desk yesterday, and she said that the volume, I may be getting the numbers incorrect, but she was surprised at the volume in the wallet versus the centralized exchange, kind of indicating that folks are becoming more advanced, experimenting more with some of the more decentralized assets. Are you experiencing the same?
No, we do see a massive increase in decentralized exchange volume. Some of it is retail driven, for sure, with the meme coins and other trends that we're seeing these days. But we're also seeing institutions going into it. So that volume, API traded, is also driven by small firms and institutions. So it's a mix. And at the end of the day, we want to offer the right opportunities for customers. So we have tools that are fit for purpose for different customers, right? If you look at our exchange volume, in last quarter, we did about $1 trillion in volume globally. So it's still relatively sizable versus decentralized exchanges. But yeah, it's a new avenue. There's a lot of opportunities. It started driven by retail, but I can see some institutions are coming in.
So we've had a crazy couple of months in crypto. You've been on the front lines. As you look for the rest of the year, what are the trends that you're sort of focusing on? What are the areas that you think are going to be very big, or the things you're actually worried about when it comes to the crypto industry?
I think one of the big trends I highlighted at the beginning is that institutions are in, and we talked about the ETF, but there's also tokenization. So our view is that a lot of assets, especially financial instruments, will be tokenized. Could take years, could take a decade, or even 2 decades, but that's the trajectory where it's going. It's inevitable. And for that, we need to be prepared to distribute those tokenized assets. They may be on the blockchain, but if you tokenize a security, it will remain a security. So you need a broker-dealer to be able to distribute those. So over the last 2 years, we've kind of acquired many businesses and licenses to offer equities, FX, and commodities. And this year for us is about rolling that out. We just started in the US, so now people can buy Apple, Nvidia stock. Down the road, they'll be tokenized. And then we're bringing that to the rest of the world, to Asia as well. So we're very excited about that part, being a platform where you have all your financial assets and you have opportunities to grow cross-asset. You can now even buy stock using Bitcoin, right? There's new opportunities that are offered to our customers. Yeah, those are, I think, some of the main things I'm seeing. I think the other one, which is very exciting, is how states, central banks, or even sovereign funds will invest in the category. A lot of expectation for the US. We'll see how that goes. But even at the state level, there's more than 20 states that have put bill forward to be able to buy and keep Bitcoin or digital assets as reserve. I've been traveling across the world the last year, and each time I meet regulators or central banks, they're preparing for it. And that topic is really heating up. No one wants to be left behind. We don't know which vehicle yet will be used. Sometimes central banks, sometimes sovereign funds, sometimes Treasury Department. But this is a big trend, and I think it will have a massive impact on the industry.
Eric, we got to go, but I have to ask you one last question. Crypto.com really at the forefront of marketing in the crypto space. We just had the Super Bowl. I want your opinion. Why don't we see any crypto commercials in the Super Bowl anymore?
I'd love to see more. We've done that.
I know. That's why
you guys helped pioneer that. Yeah.
No, as a company, there's a journey, right? And not every day you need to be on the Super Bowl. I think when I do survey and look at our brand awareness, in most markets, it's 70, 80% of unaided brand awareness. So do we need to do even more on that front? Maybe not at the stage we're in. But I think it's anything that can help the space grow. Our mission is bring crypto to every wallet. We'll continue to do that. It may not be a Super Bowl ad, but we'll innovate and we'll push the industry forward.
Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That was Crypto.com President and Chief Operating Officer Eric Anziani.